Roadman, driving in the road van. No, I'm not in the road van, as you can tell. I'm in the office after the Cavaliers Game 1 win over the Miami Heat. We did a live post-game show on Twitter and went to post it, and I don't know what happened. Technically, something went wrong. My mistake, rookie mistake, right? Trying to do something that I haven't done before. Hopefully, the people that watched live on Twitter, you got to see my thoughts, and we will try and do that after every Cavaliers postseason game this year, and hopefully I will figure it out so it can stay posted on Twitter so you can watch it afterwards if you didn't catch it live. So I figured, you know what? Let me do a quick recap for you and kind of go over some of the things we talked about on that live postgame show on Twitter. 121-100 the final. Cavaliers get the Game 1 win. Donovan Mitchell led the way with 30 points, but tonight was all about Ty Jerome. First ever playoff game. Ty Jerome plays 26 minutes coming off the bench, 28 points. Of course, that's a career high for him in the playoffs because it was his first game. He was huge coming off the bench because Evan Mobley stunk the joint up offensively. He only had 9 points. DeAndre Hunter was scoreless. Isaac Okoro couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he was standing inside of it. Hit the side of the backboard 0 for 4 on 3-point shots tonight. He didn't score, so they needed Ty Jerome to come up big off the bench, and he did. But you know who else came up big? Darius Garland, 27 points today for DG. So when you add up Mitchell, Jerome, and Garland, 85 points from the three guards as they did in the Miami Heat tonight by 21 points. And it was a great start, 14-5 start for the Cavaliers, and a great finish, 34-21 in the fourth quarter. That was the difference in this one. The Cavaliers jumped out to a couple of leads. Miami came back, took the lead. The Cavaliers were able to hold off Miami, keep them at bay. I think the closest they got in the second half maybe was 5 or 6, somewhere in that vicinity. But then they pulled away in the fourth quarter and got the job done, shooting it well from 3-point range, 18 of 43. That's 42%. They were 13 of 16 from the free throw line. Love that, 81%. And how about this? Overall, shot 51% from the field. Rest versus rust. Well, the rest paid off, obviously, for the Cavaliers. A little rusty, but not something that was significant throughout the game, except for Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter and Isaac Okoro. Okay? The fact that they won this game without anything from Hunter off the bench and minimal offense from Evan Mobley, that's a tribute to the depth and the way Kenny Atkinson used his team today. He played 10 guys in the first half. We were wondering, all right, how many guys is he going to shrink the rotation to? Well, he played 10. That's what he's done all season long. Now, as the playoffs go along, I don't know if we'll see as much of Sam Merrill, Isaac Okoro, or Dean Wade as we saw tonight. But, hey, it's worked all season long, 64 wins. Why go away from it? And he didn't, and I'm sure that resonates well in that locker room with those guys. But this was a solid Game 1 win. Not as impressive as OKC's win over the Grizzlies, 131-80, but more impressive than Boston's win over the Magic, 103-86. What I noticed, though, is chalk going to win out, I think, in this postseason. Just like in the NCAA tournament where you had 4 number 1 seeds, right, make it to the Final Four, you're going to have the Cavaliers against the Celtics, in my opinion, in the East, and you're going to have the Thunder and the other team in the West, I'm not sure, but you're going to have 3 top-seeded teams in the Final Four, in my opinion, in the NBA Conference Finals, right? I think it's Cavs and Celtics, collision course, not going to be easy. Still got to win 3 more against the Heat. More than likely the Pacers in the second round, and then the Celtics. But I see Boston and Cleveland on that collision course, and the Cavaliers with home court advantage. Hopefully that will help should it get to a Game 7 there. Don't want to get too far ahead, but I'm just, previewing things, looking at my crystal ball. I like OKC. I don't know if it's Minnesota. I don't know if it's Houston. Is it Denver? With the coaching change that late in the season? I don't know. That second team in the West is up for grabs. But the Cavaliers needed to have a convincing win in Game 1, and they got that today by 21 points at home. And now Game 2 is Wednesday night. You know what you have to do? This game's in the rearview mirror already. All right? You're looking out the windshield, man. Forget about this one. Make a few changes, some tweaks, some adjustments. But now it's Game 2 Wednesday night. You need to be up 2-0 going back to Miami. That's when you're the number 1 seed. You have home court advantage. Got to win the first two. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think the Cavaliers will. And I expect Evan Mobley to play better on Wednesday night in game number 2. In fact, I said this live after the game on Twitter. I expect Kenny Atkinson, first trip down the floor on offense, unless it's, the opening tip's a breakaway layup. They go down on offense, half court set. I expect them to try and establish Evan Mobley early and often in game number 2 for the Cavaliers to get his confidence back because, he did great things again defensively, should be the defensive player of the year, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But he didn't have a single rebound in the first half and finished with only 9 points. So they need to get him more involved. And I expect Kenny Atkinson to do that. And I expect Donovan Mitchell. He looked fantastic. Tweaked that ankle. It looked like a little bit, but threw that tomahawk dunk down, hit a couple of threes, or at least 1 3. So I expect Donovan Mitchell to carry this team offensively at about 30 points a game. If Garland can get in the neighborhood of 24 points and you get, I don't expect Ty Jerome to score 28 every night, but you get 15, 16 points from him coming off the bench, and Mobley get back on track. That's why they won 64 games. That's why they will win this series against the Miami Heat. So all in all, a good first game. Shout out to Jared Allen too. Double-double, 12 and 11. That'll get overlooked, but Jared Allen is just consistent out there, and good to have him back healthy in the postseason because he was missed last year along with Donovan Mitchell in that final series against the Boston Celtics. All right, game 1 in the books. Cavaliers a winner, 121-100. On to game 2.